They may be narcissistic and have no interest in whatever it is that you're talking about. So with a wide spectrum, how do you meet them where they're at and serve them at the highest good?
Yeah, mate, that's a great question, because I simply choose to serve the highest good, and then allow symbolism to come to me, and it tells me for that particular audience. And it doesn't always work in my favor. Before I was doing more of the speaking engagement, I did a speaking engagement last year in which I stood up and I was like, yeah, I really don't want to do this gig. Okay, what serves? Okay, you're going to open with a racist joke. I'm like, what? How in the world is that going to serve? So I told this joke, and I tried as best I could to explain that it wasn't racist, it was in service, and downplayed the racism within it. But what happened after that was a audience member stuck his hand up, and he was African American, and he said, why, if you chose to serve the highest good, would you open with that joke? Like, what's the matter with you? And I was like, it's a good question. Good question. Let me tune into that. There's a whole hubbub going on. Everyone's like, ooh, in the room, and there's this shift of energy, and a spotlight on me, and timing wise, they'd run out of time and they had to eject from the venue, and there was all this stuff, and I doubted myself. I went, I can't say that. I can't do that in front of all these people. It's going to hurt him. I went, okay, we don't have time for it. And I did not go with what I got. But what I truly got could have set him free, which was, that is the way that he particularly sees the world all the time, which is, I don't get any respect. And he's dedicated to proving that over and over again. And out of the 4 billion bits of information, that's the 2,000 bits of information he's looking for all the time. Because that was not my intention at all. But that would have served the highest good to go in and do a read on him, say, would you mind? I'll do it. Everybody, I don't care where people think they need to be right now. This service will serve more than one person in this room greatly and deeply, because it always does. And in going into how his stuff plays out, he literally had just had a win. Before I got up on the stage, he got up on stage with a huge win that he'd had. And he was glowing. He was glowing with the amount of victory that he was feeling worthy. And he had the respect of his peers for the first time. It is no coincidence that the very next thing, no one else was thinking that he was disrespected, but to him it was a huge disrespect that had slighted him in his moment of glory. So how I do it now is that I don't argue with what I get. I always start with the insight that I get in teaching people. Then I take them into a visceral practice to give them an experience of spirit, a first-hand, undeniable experience of spirit. And then I open it up to the audience, and I choose to serve the highest good, and I pick out, and I can just feel who has the question, and I just trust when it comes, not knowing. And to me, I shit my pants with that stuff because it's not prepared.